The all is the mind. The all is the mind. The all is the mind. As above, so below. Before we get into this video, it's key that you and we remember one key thing. All of these deities, all of these spirits, all of the ancestors are you. They live within you. They are within. As above, so below. This external world is a projection. It is a hologram of what is within. Your perspective and how you see is what matters. It's the value that you give to it. What you see matters. How you see matters. Okay? Remember that. As above, so below. All of the spirits, all of the deities, all of the ancestors are you. They live within you. Now let's get into it. What's good, y'all? It's your boy AceMaceo, the Divine One. Tonight, we back in Ace's Temple, and today we're talking about spiritual communication. If you see my last video, we was talking about the ancestors, the intro to spirit work. It leads into deity work, spirit work overall, but first foundation is the ancestors. But we need to get a foundation of spiritual communication, so you know when they're talking to you, or when any spirit is talking to you. Now, I also did a video on divination right after that video, and I realized this is needed. So this is the bridge and gap in between those. Now, why this video is needed in between, you can't just jump into divination, is because you don't necessarily need to use the divinatory tools yet. You don't need to learn all those different sciences. You can use a pendulum for yes or no answers, but sometimes spirit is more straight up with you. They'll send you messages right in front of you. It'll be right in your face. As Azazel likes to say, hidden in plain sight, you will find the answer. Because the spirit world is always here. It's not separate. It's overlaid, or it's just an invisible world right on top of ours. So the ancestors are right here. You can walk around, like I said in the last video, walk around like you have 20,000 ancestors, because they're right there. They're right there with you. So if they're talking to you, how can you hear them? How do you know what they're saying? Or if they're ancient and they speak another language, how do you know what they're saying? You got to deal with dealing with the mind, the subconscious. So your mind at a certain levels is the ultimate transmitter, translator. In 3,000 years of longing, the jinn, bro, even said he was a transmitter. That's what these spirits are. That's what you are. You are a spirit in a vessel. Your brain is the transmitter. It's getting all these messages. Your thoughts are not yours. Remember that. Your thoughts are not yours. If you haven't seen my emotional alchemy video with Pyman, we touched on that. But your thoughts are not yours, so they're coming from all these different energies, whether it be externally or whether it be internally. But the spiritual work is about building that internal will, that will within self, so that the external will doesn't affect you. And then once you know self, you can get control of self, self-discipline, self-transformation, and so forth. I'm on that, bro. Yeah, I'm in the channel. Like I was saying, your thoughts are not yours. So, but they're coming from all these different energies, all these different spirits that lie dormant within you. Your subconscious mind, aka your junk DNA. Some of these energies, some of these deities may be of the Goetia. They may be Kemetic. They may be Hindu. It's all about what you resonate with and how you understand the spirits. For me, the Goetia, the Kalipoth, the Sephiroth, my thoughts of them are literally the different Sephiroths are different worlds, different realms of the mind. So different mind states, different dimensions. Like I was saying, if you haven't seen my dimensions video, we'll check that out as well. But so when you pick up on them with The key thing to understand is they're talking to you through you. That is telepathy. Okay, so your thoughts are maybe an aspect of their energy. So that's why people say with the Goetia or with the Kalipov spirits, their energies are chaotic. You don't know what it may spark within you. You don't know what it might cause, because some people are not ready to face that part of their self, that subconscious mind, those fears, those traumas, because that's what could be sparked up by certain spirits, as well as other lovely states, heavenly states, bliss, knowledge. Okay, but the reason they spark these certain spirits spark those energies is for you to understand them, for you to face them and grow in your power. Okay, that's on the spirit aspect. Now on the ancestor aspect, ancestors probably ain't gonna do all that. Ancestors are more pull back, laid back. They're gonna talk to you how you would talk to them, how y'all communicated. So how does that look? How do we communicate on Earth? Through symbols, through what do we like, normal conversation. So your thoughts, if you get a certain idea, a certain banger idea, it could come from an ancestor, especially if that ancestor has like a picture up around you or any of their symbology, like one of their songs is playing, like their favorite artist, and that artist that sparked that connection that you know of, sparks an idea within you. That's the ancestor talking to you. That's dealing with subliminal. Or they can straight up talk to you in the dream world. That's what a lot of people are into and know about, is getting messages from spirits or from the ancestors in the dream world, in their dreams when they go to sleep. But for me, what I learned was the dream world and the waking world are really not necessarily the same. They're just polarities. So if it can happen in a dream, it can happen in the real world as well. It's just a different manifestation. So it's going to come out symbolically, where it may be straight up in a dream. So in the waking world, it's about connecting and knowing that symbology. In dreams, it's more about remembering and retaining that information from the dream. Both is going to be profound. Both ways and methods and avenues of spiritual communication are going to be profound. I would just say in the dream world, you're probably going to experience and open up more. When I say open up more, I mean your mind is more free in the dream world. You may you might actually see the states. Now, another way you can see these states and do communication is also in meditation. You don't have to go to sleep. Like, my favorite thing to do is go deep in meditation, get to that theta state or alpha, and go into a visualization path working. Go into the astral temple, call them forth, or go to the ancestral plane, pull up at the barbecue, pull up at the party on Saturn. You can do these things. That's just through the visualization meditation. You just got to go into those trances. But there's many ways to do spiritual communication. You do not need divinatory tools, but you can use them. They are very helpful. Like I said, in the waking world, to get these symbols, to get messages, they help. So in the next video, you'll see about the divination and all the different ways you can divinate. The pendulum, tarot, I'll talk about music a little bit, books, divinating through books. I love doing that. And more. And on my Patreon, also got a video talking about the psychic version, the psychic and mental divination. So this is spiritual communication, kind of how I said with the visualizations and the path working. That's all I'm gonna say. So what are examples of spiritual messages? So okay, for me, so really it depends on the spirit, it depends on the ancestor, whoever it may be. So with your ancestors, it may be something related to them, like I was saying with the music, their favorite song. It could be their favorite color. It could be a number related to them, something like with their phone number, their address. It could be something like that. Their favorite TV show. That's the type of things that your ancestors may talk to you through, or your favorite TV show, but a character that reminds you of them. Okay. Now, spirits, deities, they'll do the exact same thing. So like in movies, That's why I'm able to pick up so much, is because the foundation of the story is based off of archetypes that are based off these different spirits. So if I'm able to identify the different archetypes, I'm like, okay, that's Loki, okay, that's Tahuti, that's Thoth talking to me. Okay, if that's like in the recent Spider-Man film, the Spider-Punk, he was giving me Azazel energy, so I was like, that's definitely Azazel. And especially when he was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do my own thing, that's some Azazel shit. So spirits will talk to you literally in their spirits will manifest in their image, but how you see them. It's all about how you see the spirit, your connection to them. So not everyone may see the spirit the same. Everyone's not going to see Azazel the same as I do. They may not see Pyman the same, because these spirits themselves may show themselves in different aspects, in different masks to you. They may show up in a whole different look. They may show up to you as a male one day, it may show up to you as a female. That's the spirits, not the ancestors, that's the spirits. Ancestors should be showing up to you looking like them. They shouldn't be showing up looking no different. They should show up looking like them, and probably a new fit every time. Hopefully they have a nice fit if you burning your ancestor money, giving them their offerings. They should be pulling up looking nice, clean. Let me clear this up real quick, because I know you're probably like, if they're showing up in different ways, they might show up as a male one day and a female another. How do I know it's them? That's why you have to get your spiritual awareness up. So before you deal with spirits, you deal with the ancestors. You work with the ancestors, get a feel for their energies, work on your body, your spiritual bodies, growing your abilities. Just start there. When you're ready, you'll know. The spirits will call out. The spirits will come to you, and your ancestors will push you forth. So you'll know. You will know. Your intuition, you will know. If you hesitate, you're probably not ready. Now, if you're hesitating but you're still interested, hit me up, email me, or hit the link in the description, beacons.ai/divine one. Book a consultation or book a deity reading. I can tell you what spirits, what deities actually incarnated with you, as well as what spirits want to work with you already. I can channel them for you, give a message from them. I'll channel it through myself and give it to you in the reading, in the consultation. And yeah, you just DM me and hit me up for that. But first lines first, talk to your ancestors, work with your ancestors first, establish that connection, establish your spiritual basis, foundation, lifestyle. Another way spirits can communicate is just literally look at their symbols. Like one thing with Hecate has, one of her signs is dogs. Okay, birds themselves are messengers of spirits. Depending on who it may be, if you're dealing with an ancestor and you see a certain bird, your intuition is what's going to tell you. Your inner knowing is what's going to tell you who it's from and what it is. Okay, like just right when you get it, go with that first thought. Some spirits, if you're ready to start working with spirits and tapping into the Goetia, or if you already know about the Goetia, know about spirits, and just look for more spirits to work with, two that can help you with identifying spirits and identifying spiritual communication is Grimoire. She helps with your clear audience, clear abilities, and she does some more things. Do your research on these deities, please. They're all related to the Goetia these I'm talking about right now. But Grimoire, and then Orbis. Orbis helps with identifying spirits, as well as knowing who you're talking to. Make sure you're getting the truth. Okay, because the way spirit talks to you, spirit will talk to you in riddles. Okay, it's like I remember when I was getting into deeper occult aspects and magical aspects, bro Yosef, he was like, they talk like dragons. The dragons talk in riddles. And I noticed a lot of the spirits themselves, that's how they'll talk. But that's just because of the symbolic nature, the way energy trickles down, manifests down. So when they send you things, it may be very abstract. Like for example, quick little story time. So recently, I was tapping in with Hecate, right? And when I was doing my work with Hecate, and then later on, one of my past homies had came up. My man's name is Johnny, and I was like, why is he coming up now? I knew it was a necromantic aspect of Hecate of why he was coming up, so it was some type of message. And then the message that came through was, just look at the name. Just look at the name. One of the most profound things I found in spirituality, just look at what the meaning of a name is. Look at what your name meaning is. You'll be shocked. Like the meaning of Maceo means gift of God. Born with it. But back to Johnny. So with Johnny, I was like, why is Johnny coming through right now? Then what came to me, what I started thinking was, because at the same time I met Belphegor, another spirit I was working with, he was putting me onto some Gnostic things, looking at the old Bible, but looking at it from a Gnostic perspective, looking at scriptures and shit. And for me personally, I had threw the Bible away, so I had to open my mind up. So that's what I mean by the abstract nature. They may talk to you in a way you may not like it, but you have to open up and change your perspective. You have to open up your mind. Work with Ganesha on some simple shit to open that up, just your perspectives and such. But what happened was, with Belphegor talking to me about the Gnostically, I connected to Johnny with that. So now I was like, we're dealing with the Bible. Oh no, that's why Belphegor came through. I didn't know this about the Gnostic aspect yet, but when Johnny came through, that's what gave me the Gnostic aspect. Belphegor was dealing with cause he's in not Thamiel. I forgot the name of the Kalipov sphere, but it's the shadow sphere of Tiphareth, and Tiphareth is basically Christ energy, Christ consciousness. So that energy, I was just like dealing with Jesus and understanding Jesus from another deeper aspect, and got so deep we got into the Gnostic. And then out of nowhere Johnny came through, and then the thought came to me, look at his name, John. Then I looked in the Bible, John. Then I just went to a random Bible verse of John. Mans was spitting. I was like, hold up. So then I just did more research on John, and I was like, hold up, this nigga sound like me. Nigga sound like my trials and tribulations, my what I'm trying to going through, my messages, what I need to learn. And I'm happy I'm learning it now. I learned it now when I'm still young, still 20, and not an old ass man. So praise be the ancients being able, praise be myself being able to pick up on the messages, as well as praise be the ancients for sending me the messages. Okay, so it's all about building that will, building that intuition. That's why I praise be myself, because 2 years ago I could not do this shit. I would not, niggas could have, that shit could have been straight in my face. I would have been blind. Now, but that's just through trial and error. But through the growth, it gets better. But praise be the ancients for sure. So yeah, tap in with the Gnostics. A lot of the sauce, Gnostics. But that's one way spiritual communication helped me out in my journey, and how I was able to pick up on the messages, how I did the correspondences, the synchronicities. Because the synchronicities, a lot of people talk about angel numbers. Angel numbers are not the only synchronicities. Synchronicities could be you just thought of something, then you literally see it right in front of you. For example, I got a song, I said, watch me manifest this Tesla. Then I literally seen a Tesla that said C. My catchphrase is C. The license plate said C. I was like, profound. But that's synchronicity. That's a spiritual message from whoever it may be. Your intuition will know. Even when you're doing magic, if you're trying to manifest something, these synchronicities is how you know it's coming into fruition. So this spiritual communication is also dealing with communicating with your higher self, communicating with your manifestation, communicating with your multiverse selves, your different aspects. You feel me? So yeah, I was getting into spiritual communication. I also got into spiritual communication. Can get into not just talking to spirits. It can also get into manifestation and magic. this has been another one from AceMaceo, the Divine One. If you haven't already, checked out my music, meditation music, healing beats, solfeggio frequency beats. Listen to those while you meditate. They'll definitely help you get into those states. That's on my YouTube, AceMaceo, as well as all platforms. With all music streaming platforms, you can just search up AceMaceo. I got beat tapes, songs, but now I'm starting to do actual meditation audio. Pathworking videos, guided meditations coming soon. As well, if you want help with spiritual communication, trying to connect with your spirit guides, deities who incarnated with you, or who may be wanting to work with you, book a deity reading. I got PDF version as well as a consultation version. You can also book a consultation if you have any spiritual questions for your path. Need anything about the Goetia, dream interpretation. Got those services all on my link, beacons.ai/the divine one. Buy you a Kermit Herbs pack, Ukiyo Earf. It comes with a joint paper. You can smoke it, or you can sip it as a tea, brew it as a tea. It's made with Malayan, Blue Lotus, and Damiana. Banger. It helps you get into that trance state for sure, as well as helps you get into that trance state. It opens your mind, literally, and it also clears out your lungs. It promotes the health. So it's overall great for the human body, for the spiritual being having a human experience. Word to hood mystic. But I'm finna slide out of here, man. I'll see y'all next time, man. See y'all in the temple. Peace out. See.